Well, we're all set and ready to go. Phil Dalhausser, Avery Drost of the Palm Beach Passion taking on Theo Brunner and Trevor Crabb of the Miami Mayhem. First time on the court for these four athletes in the 2024 AVP League. There you see Brunner and Crabb on the left, Dalhausser and Drost on the right. We're looking to see who wins that blocking battle at the net. Two of the best blockers in the world in Phil Dalhausser and Theo Brunner.
One of the best blockers in the history of the game, elected to the Volleyball Hall of Fame in 2023, Phil Dalhausser. I mean, International Hall of Fame member already and still out here on his own terms. You're welcome.
Yeah, it's just incredible what he has done for the sport. And he's still playing, like you said. He's not playing international competition, but he is playing as many domestic events as he can. And he's been around for some time now. 44 years of age is Phil Dalhausser.
Well, I talked to Phil today, and he said anymore he's treating it like a job. He's trading time for potential payoff when it comes to these matches. How far can he get? How much money can he win? What's promised in the deal for him when he's going to come out and train? And he's a little bit banged up, so let's keep an eye on him. He had a little bit of a groin issue a few weeks ago. Getting ready with that, trying to get that into a position where he can succeed over a number of weekends of volleyball that he has coming up.
The competition format, best of 3 sets, all to 15 points. You must win by 2. And the big thing is that there's no technical timeout. There's no slowing it down. You get 1 timeout per set, so you better use it wisely.
And we saw that come into play with the Dallas Dream and the Austin Aces in this last match. The last set, the Dream absolutely running roughshod over the Aces in the second, leading at one point 14-9, 14-8. Finishing it off with giving up a couple of points, but solidly in control, and you just cannot stall your opponent out.
Back to serve, they call him the Thin Beast. Got that name way back before Beijing even, because then they switched it to the Beijing Beast after he won that gold medal with Todd Rogers back in 2008.
Did you know that after college, before he came out to play pro, he briefly worked for a company painting stripes on the Florida highway?
Wow, I did not. That's some really good research.
I mean, that would have been good union work, but I think things have gone a little bit better with the volleyball.
Absolutely. And he picked it up late, right? Phil was a tennis player, picked up volleyball late, went to the University of Central Florida, and really came up with his good buddy and friend, Nick Lucena, who is a spectacular player in his own right.
Well, this is the normal path to volleyball success, right? Be born in Switzerland, live in Alaska for a little while, settle in Daytona Beach, don't play volleyball at all until later in life, beat Goofyfoot, and then dominate the world.
You don't have to do it the way the others have. He has definitely trailblazed his own path. And it's so much fun to watch. It's right there. It's the passion getting the point. Let's head down to the sand to Rich Lamborn, who's with Kyle Friend.
I got Kyle here, who is the coach of the Miami Mayhem. Yes, I am. On the ladies' side and the men's side this weekend, pulling double duty.
Yeah, double duty. You know, only coach out here, just trying to do my best, help the team win. You know, it's so quick, Rich, that it's hard to really change the dynamic. You have to be so alert and make changes quickly. As we know in volleyball, it's 21-point games. It's tough. You can have more time to make adjustments. Not in this format.
So did you go in with a different game plan, knowing that you had to be quick?
I think it's a conversation about if we feel like we need a timeout, we take it. You cannot wait that extra point like in a 21-point set. If you feel like, oh, we'll wait one more, not in this format, you got to take it right away.
How do you neutralize the Phil factor out there?
Keep the ball away from Phil as best you can. And like I told Trevor and Theo, the goal is to beat Avery, not to beat Phil. And so serving Avery every ball, limiting the option by Phil. I think early on he doesn't want to option as much. As the game progresses, if Avery's not siding out, then Phil's going to look to option a little bit more. But Theo knows what he's doing up there. He's going to get some stops.
You think that's a universal sentiment, try to beat Avery?
I think when it comes to the court, yes. I think the goal on the court is to beat Avery, because Phil, you're going to lose. If you try to beat Phil, most often than not, you're going to lose. So, yeah, try to beat Avery.
Fair enough. Get after it.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Great stuff, Rich, with the coach down there. And right now I'd like to welcome to our set Tri-Born, who've been graced with his presence, lucky enough to join us here in the booth. And Tri-Born, I know this has got to be for you not to be in the mix. You are an alternate, but Tell us how yours kind of transpired and
Yeah,
how you just missed it.
It was a unique one. First of all, thanks for having me in the booth. It's good to be back, boys. I had a brief stint in the broadcast booth back in the day. So actually, last time I sat out of the sport, found myself on the sidelines, I did this. So it's good to be back up here because last time I made my comeback, it worked out pretty good. But yeah, this season I made a big partner change. Switching over to Ryan Wilcox was a huge risk because me and Cam already had that third place spot, which borderline already had us locked for the league, which I really wanted to play in. But I was really excited to bring this guy Ryan Wilcox out for everyone to see. Unfortunately, we came up one spot short. We needed a little more time, as most new teams do. But I'm at least happy to be here seeing it. And also, this league is really cool, so I can't wait to be a part of it. But I'd be lying if I said it wasn't very painful.
Now, I was pretty excited about that new partnership with Ryan Wilcox, and I wonder, what have you seen early in your matches and where are you guys headed for next year? What do you need?
Yeah, the way I describe it is just this: he's got that Hawaiian-style touch. He's got a beautiful arm swing. He's got this swag. He's confident going against pretty much anyone and everyone. But yeah, what I realized early on is like, man, there's so much information, and like I've been out here for a long time, and for a guy to come basically straight out of college and straight to this level, it just takes some time. And you know, I'm a confident guy, so I was like, nah, we don't need time. We're good. We can make it top 8.
Yeah.
But man, he's just got a pretty game. He's got some crazy confidence, really great serve, especially for his size. And I'm just excited to introduce him to the world. As Theo gets a stuffy.
Yeah, so the plan is to play next year.
Oh, yeah.
Continue this on. I mean, we've seen this happen before, right? April kind of did it with Alex Kleinman, where she was a bit raw on the beach in terms of playing, but got her up to speed. And you have to be also patient in your position, I would imagine.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm learning patience, and honestly, I'm just taking the challenge and like, oh, what just happened there? Oh, hold up, guys. Do they need me? I am a reserve here, guys.
He's warming up.
Okay, they're good.
You're good?
All right, I'm warming up here, guys.
Kevin
Nearly called into service.
He started stretching.
Hold my beer. hold my rainstorm. No, all right. We're good. What was the question?
I've never seen anyone get in a downward dog so quickly, just ready to head out.
So how does it work? If someone does go down as the alternate, are you next in?
Yeah, so I got 5 minutes to warm up. I believe they get to choose whether or not it's a team sub, or like me and Ryan could go in and represent, or a single guy.
Got it.
Well, you're familiar with that, aren't you? Being the single guy sub, maybe into an Olympic Games.
Seriously, yeah. Just be ready to go. That's the forte here. I guess I'm in a familiar situation in multiple ways here.
Yeah.
All right, we've just seen Avery Drost get put in a phone booth by Theo Brunner. How do you break out of a phone booth when you're in it? What have you done when you've been suffering at the net?
You know, I think play the blocker a little bit more. Some hitters will come in and kind of be looking at the defender. Theo takes up so much space and gets over the net, as does Phil. Both those guys block in a similar way. So, like, pay attention. Wait back a little bit longer. If you're coming in later, you'll actually keep the ball in front of you and you can see the block a little bit better. But, I mean, you know Theo's making big moves, so maybe swing off the top. Like, those low ones just aren't going to work, to be honest.
Taking a look at the legendary Phil Dalhausser. You as a blocker, a bit undersized considering Phil 6'9". What did you learn from him over his whole career? Because, you know, you have played your whole career when he's been in the game.
Yeah, no, totally. He's one of the only players I've ever seen that made you be like, oh, I have to change my game against him. I can't play my game that works against everyone. You have to change it. But one thing I think Phil's kind of, people have underestimated him with is how smart he is. It's not just that he's one of the most freakish athletes to ever step on the sand, but he's also smart, and he knows what he's doing out there. He puts that block in the right spot, and I don't think people give him enough credit for that. That's why he's on the Mount Rushmore of volleyball.
Here comes Drost with a back set. And he puts that one away. Avery Drost, you know, a lot of people would die to be in his position. What does he need to do in terms of altering his game to be more successful with a guy like Phil?
And you just got to be steady, you know, take care of your side of it. You know Phil's going to make plays. You know he's a point scorer. So you got to be steady. And when your team gets an opportunity, you got to capitalize. And, you know, get him blocked. Like, I'd rather the other team get a dig than get blocked for Avery. Just make them transition. You have Phil in transition blocking, right? So it's better to get dug than to get blocked straight down, 100%.
Theo Brunner with a nice vision down the line right there. So Theo's a guy who's really added a lot of finesse to his game. He used to just kind of get up there and bang. Now very, very aware, and so much so as now he's got his name on the pier. Yeah,
now he's been. We had him on the podcast, and he talked about how he loves when he just feels like the volleyball gods have made things work out in the way that they should. And him being on the pier, he really felt like he deserved it. And you know, it's clear he's a top blocker, and I think he's can now retire happily. Not that he's done, but like, you know, he can walk away happily at some point because he's on the pier.
What podcast are you talking about? Where can people get that?
Oh yeah, it's this Sandcast podcast. It's a fun one. We actually just had this guy Dane Blanton on recently. Episode coming out soon.
I've heard of him.
Yeah,
that's good stuff. I think you guys are over 300 episodes.
Yeah.
You guys put in work. And
we hit a million audio downloads, which is insane. I didn't even realize. But yeah, it's just one of those things where the volleyball community and the fans and the players have shown up for it, and it's growing. It's awesome.
Miami Mayhem up 13-7 over the Palm Beach Passion. The Mayhem consisting of Crabb and Brunner. They'll be receiving serve, trying to get to 14. Serving for the Passion is Phil Dalhausser and Avery Drost in the backcourt.
Oh, look at Phil's. Phil's gonna bang this one. Yup, called it.
A serve inside out. Tri-born calling it. What did you see that you indicated that might be an ace?
I saw a snarl. Did you see that? I've never seen Phil make that face before.
I didn't see it.
See if he does it again.
Oh, there you go.
Was he aggravated, or do you have a sinus issue?
I think it was maybe sinus, but still, I called it.
Can he do it again? Goes to the line. Great serve. Brunner's got it, and high down the line for 14.
There's that smoothness you were talking about, kind of that quiet confidence of an attack, and just putting it away so effectively.
Because back in the day, he would have powered that line, probably got stuff straight down.
Yeah.
We're at 14-8. Miami Mayhem trying to seal up this first set. Remember, all sets are to 15, win by 2. Tough serve.
That's
opportunity here. Trevor Crabb goes right to Drost. He jumbos him straight down the line. Drost can't believe it, neither can Phil. And that will do it. 15-8, the Mayhem take down the Passion in the first set. Well, Tri-born, thank you so much for coming up to the broadcast booth and joining us. Love to hear your insight, and love it even more to watch you on the court. And we know it's a patient game you're playing, a smart game, getting one of the rising stars, and so we're going to see a lot of you.
Yeah, for sure.
Hope you use this as a springboard once again.
I will, for sure. Thanks for having me, guys. Appreciate it. I'm going to go back down to the sand and stretch out and keep drinking my energy drinks.
Tri-born.
Digging the old school Knicks.
Doing his thing. Set number 2 versus the Mayhem and the Passion is coming up next.
The AVP League is brought to you by Wilson, the official ball of the AVP.
How about a little magic, huh?
Let's take a look at the 2024 AVP League season. Right now, of course, here in Miami. We go to San Diego, then Austin, Texas on October 5th and 6th. Then we're back in the state of Florida, Palm Beach, on the 12th and 13th. Then San Diego, Anaheim. We take it to Dallas. And then the championship going to be held in Los Angeles, in Carson. At
Dignity Health Park, right?
Dignity Health Park. And that is going to be amazing. Only the top 4 teams in league competition will make it into that championship, and then it'll be a bracket format, 1 versus 4, 2 versus 3 to get to the final. But this kicking off, the players seem to enjoy it, the interaction, working with men and women on the same team. It's a lot of fun, the short sets. What do you like about it, Kevin?
Yeah, I love the fast format. I love the fact that you come in, you're seeing top shelf volleyball the entire time. You have the best players from the Heritage Series. You have legends like Phil Dalhausser out here, current Manhattan Beach Open champions and multiple-time champion in Trevor Crabb. You're getting top quality volleyball delivered in a very quick space as Theo Brunner picks up yet another huge stuff. And I think it's got a lot of legs. I think people ought to come out and check it out. And do you need an excuse? Look, I'm from the Midwest, all right? I know what the Midwest is like come the early November period of the year. You don't need extra incentive, but we're giving it to you to come to LA for a weekend.
So many great venues and great cities that the league is going to. A little controversy there as the Miami Mayhem, Crabb and Brunner up 2-0 after winning the first set 15-8, so they're in control. And these two teams, they've played together against one another 3 times back in 2023. All the victories going to Crabb and Brunner.
Yeah, Trevor Crabb, for a long time, it was never Trevor, right? That he wasn't going to win a title. He wasn't able to kind of take that next step to be elite. And now he's won 4 of the last 5 years at the Manhattan Open. And he's won 1 tournament in each of the last 6 years. We're talking about Mount Rushmore. We're talking about some of the greats. How many plaques do you need to be considered a great in the sport? Trevor Crabb's putting a stamp on it.
No, you're absolutely right. 4 Manhattan Beach Open titles alone. That speaks for itself right there. And it's because he's a competitor, as Phil Dalhausser stuffs that ball down, as Phil trying to get his team back in the mix. Let's go down to Rich Lamborn.
I'm here with the reigning silver medalist and the other half of the Palm Beach Passion, fired up about that block. I saw you choking the coach of the Miami Mayhem just moments ago. It gets intense out here, Brandy.
Yeah, listen, I got to do what you got to do to support the team. If that means taking out the coach.
All right, start with the coach, work to the players. How do your guys come back in this one?
Well, it looks like we're gaining a little momentum. We're getting a little bit of transition on blocks, and Avery's finding his rhythm. That little cut shot was beautiful.
Okay. Mel, how do you guys kind of change anything in your preparation, if at all, for when you guys are up next against the gold medalist from a quad ago?
It doesn't matter who we play on the other side of the net. Our preparation is the same. You know, we're improvising a little bit here. We've got our teammates that are going to help us warm up when we have the chance to be on the court, and so we're just going to take that opportunity and hit some balls.
So the niceness is a facade, and you're ready to kill whoever's across the net.
That's exactly right.
Okay. Thank you, ladies, and best of luck.
I appreciate that the niceness is a facade. I love that. She will the smiling assassin will kill you while looking like she enjoys it.
Yeah, they're both such great competitors, and I think what has taken their game to an entirely different level is their mental toughness and being able to perform in the clutch. I think it was night and day, the Olympic experience for Brandy Wilkerson in Tokyo as opposed to in Paris, bringing home that bronze medal. She just passed the ball better. She served the ball better, was way more composed.
It's a silver. Don't chip her out of that gold medal match there, Dane Blanton.
What did I say?
Bronze.
Oh, man.
Hey,
apologize.
I never considered the violence that might go on off the court. Brandy was attacking volleyball Ted Lasso here. You were attacking Kyle Friend. I like it. Let's have a little bit of rivalry off the court. Let's have some rumbles.
Friend's such a peaceful guy. I don't know. I think
he should carry around a sign that just says "Believe" whenever he's coaching. Just put that in the booth and maybe torn and then taped together.
4-3 here. The Palm Beach Passion with the lead now. Brunner ties it up at 4 apiece. And that is going to be a great matchup. Melissa Humana-Paredes and her partner Brandy Wilkerson. The silver medalist from the Paris Olympics will take on the gold medalist from the Tokyo Games. Alex Kleinman and April Ross, and crowd really coming out for that one. They're excited to watch that. All 4 ladies on the court with Olympic jewelry, or hardware, as you like to say, Kevin Barnett.
Hey, you wear it however you want. Does it stop becoming jewelry when it's larger? Is that what happens? It becomes hardware?
I don't know. You call it what you want. It's all good, and what a run by Humana-Paredes and Wilkerson. You know, you got to think, Brandy Wilkerson, one of the most recognizable AVP athletes out there right now. You know, her stock is through the roof, as well as Melissa Humana-Paredes after what they did. A lucky loser coming all the way back to make it to the finals of the Olympics.
Look, they got it all going on, right? Excellence, effervescence, fantastic personalities. If I go to Canada right now, I better see those 2 women on billboards all over the place. If they don't have some sponsors up there north of the border, then whoever's repping them is doing a bad job, because they are the full package.
Well, you heard it first right there. Representation on point and on notice. But you're probably right. They're probably on billboards, the whole deal.
50-foot tall Brandy Wilkerson.
As they should be.
Come on. Hey, while we've been hanging out, this has gone back to 5-5. This is a competitive second set here. And it's up to Phil, I think, to get going at the net and channel some stuff to his partner so they can get some more effective transition opportunities. And obviously, for Avery Drost, he has to find a way past Theo Brunner on the regular. Theo got him early. They've worked their way back. He has to continue to avoid that giant block of the former Santa Barbara middle.
Yeah, you're right. You know, Phil came out in this second set with a different look in his eyes. Big hit right there by Drost, but Phil is very focused. He's getting the ball where he wants it to be. He's really bringing it from the service line. You know, he's locked in. This kind of format is perfect for a guy like Phil. He's been around, 44 now. You don't want to play extra points if you don't have to. And each of these sets to 15 points, that makes it a real big difference out there as a player.
Phil's a noted train enthusiast now, too. That's actually how he got here. He just jumped on the train and came on over.
The train he's loving?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, let's get back to that in a second. Let's go down to Rich Lamborn.
Okay, I'm here with Veronica Corcoran. We've heard the expression, someone's better half. Never is that more accurate than in this case, right? You're dating Trevor, the resident AVP heel. Do you encourage that kind of behavior? Do you condone it?
You know, I love Trevor for who he is, and he is just the biggest sweetheart to me. So he's like, plays this villain character that I love sometimes, hate sometimes, but I just love him for who he is, so.
Okay, so he exhausts all his sweetness at home with you, and then there's nothing left to give to his opponent. All right, Were you prepared to throw down with Chase in support of your guy?
I wasn't ready for it after 7 points. I thought it was going to maybe come down a little further down the game, but I mean, he talks a big talk, Trevor does, so.
Yeah, it's always exciting. It's always exciting. He does walk the walk. Let's see if he can continue to walk it. We got a tight one here. Thanks, Veronica.
Look at this block right here. It's like a young Kevin Barnett, waiting, swatting, throwing it straight down.
Yeah, if Kevin Barnett were 6'9" and had no hair.
I thought you were going to say, what do you mean I'm not young?
I feel young. Come on, we all feel young, even though we aren't inside. Famously, I've never been blocked by Phil Dalhausser.
That means you probably never played him.
Well, listen, that's beside the point, Dane Blanton. We never got around to it back the house yet. I wanted to get back around to filming a video where I hit like then 10 balls and Phil was just stuffing the heck out of them, every single one. And then Phil was yawning and stuffing me with one arm. I always wanted to film that video. We'll see if we ever get to it.
That would be funny. I think that'd play well.
Yeah.
What a great shot right there. A little inside out, Trevor Crabb.
We talked about people who've worked hard at the sport of volleyball, even tonight. Kylie DeBerg, right? We saw Alex Kleinman, who we're going to see in our next match. We watched her develop when she joined the beach and ended up alongside April Ross in her meteoric rise to the eventual gold medal in Tokyo. The same is true of Trevor. Coming out of college, or coming out of high school, he went off to play college basketball for 1 year, and in Division III. Then he went down to Long Beach. It's not like he was a star at Long Beach as his younger brother was. Then he came to the AVP, and he has had to work the whole time, and he has done everything necessary to make himself into someone who's going down in the history of this sport as a winner.
Yeah, he played that 1 year at Puget Sound and then played at Long Beach. But you're right, they're very different athletes. The way they flow, his brother Taylor, a very flowing, very explosive volleyball player, whereas Trevor on the other side, he gets it done. He works harder, and it'd be interesting to see like Crabb Olympics, where they had to compete in a bunch of sports, who would actually prevail.
There's a famous picture of them with boxing gloves going toe to toe in the front yard when they were little kids. Love that one. All right, if I'm the Mayhem, I need to close this right now. I don't think you want to go to a third set with Phil, ever.
No, you definitely don't, because he has so much experience. Beautiful back set right there, Drost putting it away. That one was close. 10-all here, second set. Palm Beach Passion with Drost and Dalhausser versus the Miami Mayhem. Brunner and Trevor Crabb. Brunner and Crabb won the first for the Miami Mayhem, and this ball is out of bounds, so make it 11-10 for the Mayhem. Here's a good look at Theo Brunner. Played his college ball at the University of California, Santa Barbara. Quite the middle blocker up there, Kevin Barnett.
Yeah, played in Greece, in Italy, on the indoor side professionally. It's definitely benefited him out here and tonight. Continues to right there.
Wow, on cue, stuffed down by Brunner, and make it 12-10.
Yeah, 7 titles on the AVP for Theo Brunner, and because of this. Not only his size, but his ability to read and react. You saw him get to the hitter so early. He's watching the hitter no longer the set to determine where they're going to go to make those moves with his hands.
And he's pressing over so far. You see he's almost a foot over in enemy territory right there, grabbing the ball. Nothing Drost could really do about that. I think the Palm Beach Passion have seen enough. They've called the timeout. Trevor Crabb always has the hecklers on the sidelines. How does he deal with them?
What is it like playing when you're getting heckled?
I hear it and I'm like, okay, yeah, you're right. Like in my head, and then next play, just reset, try to do something good and give it right back to them. And when that happens, that really kind of boosts your confidence. So I'd say the more like I get heckled, the better I would play.
Trevor Crabb, better known as the bad boy on tour, always stirring the pot, no question about it. A few weeks ago in Chicago, had an altercation with Chase Buttinger. There was a shove, but no blows were thrown. But it seemed like everybody had gotten off of their benches, including the significant others, and it was heated. No question about it.
Oh, it was heated. It was heated, and it was amazing. And you love to see when the stakes are that high, and there's been some talk back and forth because the stakes were that high with Olympic qualification. Buttinger and his partner winning that. But man, oh man, it was good entertainment. The views on that were massive. Talking to the Kevin brothers who had it up on the internet just like that. A moment that I think captured a lot of people's interest and shows what's at stake in this game.
Yeah, and it's great to see the players so passionate that the emotion can get to that level. That's what you want in a sport. When you want it so bad that you're just about willing to do anything to get that victory. And I love to see that competitiveness.
I don't think we want to see that happening every week. I don't think it's maybe something that Chase considers his finest moment for sure. But sometimes things boil over when it matters. And I don't think Chase likes some of the things that were said to Miles about him and his career. So we'll see how that plays out when those teams meet here in AVP League play.
Yeah, there's a lot of talk back and forth. I don't know what talk happened, but I do know I was just interviewing Theo Brunner, and he said that Chase did what we all have wanted to do for years. And I said, isn't that your partner you're talking about? And he had a good laugh over it. So definitely Trevor Crabb always stirring the pot.
Yeah, Theo with another block there. He's been consequential at the net, driving the Miami Mayhem to this point where they have an opportunity to close it in 2.
14-11, Miami Mayhem trying to win here, straight sets, and get on to the ladies who are up next. Here's Trevor Crabb. Jump, float, short, and the option play on one is Phil Dalhausser, making it 12-14.
There's still hope.
Match point number 2. Coming up here, the Mayhem trying to get their first league win on the board. There's a jump float, goes over to Brunner. Nice soft block, but he sets it over the net. Phil does, and he wish he could have that one back, but that's going to seal the deal. The Miami Mayhem winning in straight sets. Trevor Crabb and Theo Brunner.
The home side owns Florida right now. It's their stadium, and they played like it. Theo was just dominant at the net through most of this, and that was the big point you talked about early on, the battle of the big men. I wasn't sure which way it would go. I did not have Theo Brunner winning so convincingly in this battle, but he did. You got to give him huge credit, and I'm sure Trevor will when we get a chance to hear from the winners. They take it out 2-0.
Well, that's 4 in a row in this matchup for Brunner and Crabb. Let's go down to the court to Mark Sherman.
Yes, Trevor, with trepidation, we are still interviewing you. Trevor and Theo get the win, their first win here in the league. Theo, playing under the lights, playing under the home crowd. What'd that feel like, playing those matches to 15 under the lights?
It's our first time. It was amazing. Nice. Yeah, it's kind of a sprint. We didn't get much of a warm-up. Thanks to Paul and Billy for getting their ass kicked and or their butts kicked. In that second set, it was like they were up 4-1 and then lost 15-6. Kind of messed up our warm-up, so come on, guys.
Trevor, you guys played awesome. Your defense was incredible, keeping so many balls alive. It's a little bit warm, a little bit humid. How do you like the humidity?
I mean, it's perfect, you know, for the hometown team, right? So, yeah, I was definitely a little nervous coming out for the first league. Hometown game for our first league game, so definitely a little nerves. But yeah, thanks for everyone for coming. Something new, something exciting. Hopefully we can, keep this going.
And now you guys hanging out. The A team, April and Alex, are playing next. What's it like to have a women's team that is right there with you?
It's terrible. They were so good that I feel like we can't meet their expectations. But we're gonna try our best and enjoy watching some of the best to ever play the game.
Well, it was a fantastic start for the Miami Mayhem. 1-0, everybody, as April and Alex will look to make it 2-0 against Brandy and Mel. Give it up for Theo and Trevor, everybody. Getting the first win in straight sets.
Miami Mayhem winning in straight sets, but coming up next, it's Olympic battle. Melissa Wilkerson of the Palm Beach Passion taking on Alex Kleinman and April Ross. Don't go anywhere.